welcome to the Matthias Warrior channel, home of streaming advice and tips, gaming highlights, gaming reviews, and in today's case, gaming previews, possibly. This video is going to have a huge warning on spoilers, so if you have not finished Valhalla, I would not advise finishing this video unless you really don't care about being spoiled. I am your host, Matthias. And before we start the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the like and share the video as well. And also don't be afraid to leave some comments. This video, I am strongly encouraging any comments because I would like to hear what everybody else has in mind for the game or where it could be going. So without further ado, let's get into it. What is the possible future of Assassin's Creed? To get an idea, we need to go back to the beginning. Not the very beginning, but to when Ubisoft started throwing hints at us. So Assassin's Creed 2 would be a great place to start. In this installment, we learn of Adam and Eve through the optional mission, The Truth, and their escape from Eden. We also learn they were hybrids of the Isu, part human and part Isu. There's a lot of speculation about the eagle vision that is a result of the bleeding effect, but this is not the case. Ezio's father tells him to use the gift to find the secret door leading to the assassin robes well before the Animus was created. This gift is the gift of sight, a trait only made possible through the Adam and Eve bloodline. We know that Desmond and Clay's Subject 16 are descendants of Adam but not Eve, which hints that the story of Assassin's Creed is not loosely based on the Bible but an older text called the Book of Enoch, which was written by one of the great-grandchildren of Adam and Eve. The Book of Enoch goes in depth as far as names of all the archangels, as well as Adam's first wife, Lilith, who is, according to Enoch, the one who was a serpent that enticed Eve to take the apple. Later we find out that Eve is the leader of the human resistance to be free from slavery of the Isu. Eve is also feared majorly by Juno of the Illuminat caste, which I will dive into more later, which hints that Eve is the only one that can stop Juno, but it does not rule out Adam as another key player in the saga. Now we will fast forward a little bit to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. In Brotherhood, we see Desmond kill Lucy under the control of Juno through the apple. As this happens, Juno states, "The gate is now open, only she remains." In theory, she could mean one of two people, if not both one and the same, Layla and Eve. It is later stated by Subject 16 that Eve is the key. I believe at this point we are told only half of the key. The other half of the key is Desmond. Now fast forward to Assassin's Creed 3. To save the planet, Desmond sacrifices himself to save the human race from solar flares, and we are led to believe he died. Now go to Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and we learn of the other pieces of Eden. The observatory, the sword, the staff, the apple, the shroud, and the Ankh. We will come back to the Ankh later. We are going to skip Rogue because there is an important notable thing that I noticed, and so did a few others as well, but we will go back to that as well in a bit. Fast forward now to Unity. Here we find out that Desmond is trapped in the Grey. He was there before, if you remember, trapped with Subject 16 after killing Lucy in Revelations. Now we get to the juicy stuff. We fast forward to Assassin's Creed Origins, where we are introduced to a familiar faction, or so we think, the Order of Ancients. Now hear me out for this one when I say so you think. This is an order bent on recreating and even going as far as resurrecting the Isu by any means necessary. In Origins, they want to recreate the Isu society by trying to build enormous monuments and structures. We also learn the resurrection portion from Odyssey. Cult members use demos to track the hybrid bloodline to get them to see things their way to enslave humanity. Now we go to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where things get really interesting. We learn of more things with the Order of Ancients, including their order's symbol, a medallion with an ash tree. Play it through, we learn of the Reader, aka Desmond, and yes, the time span and voice matches, so yes, it is Desmond. Layla then, after giving herself to the Life Tree, which is an essence transferring technology, joins Desmond, ultimately dying due to radiation and setting free Basim, aka Loki, to learn of alternate solutions including time travel, or alternate timelines. The idea of alternate timelines also leads me to believe that the comic depicting Elijah, the son of Desmond, killing Juno, which may actually, in fact, not have happened. Juno could still live. Plus, she was also sifting through the Helix archive in Unity, looking for whatever it is, we have no idea. Possibly, it could be the Ankh or Eve, or both. Yeah, so they died, you may be thinking. Wrong. Their bodies are gone, but their essence remains. Now is where my theory gets really juicy. There's still a way to bring Desmond and Layla back, and that's with the Ankh, a relic we are told of transferring living energy or essence from one place to another living body. Time travel is not unheard of in Norse mythology. There are legends that speak of it. At Ragnarok, Thor hits Jormungandr so hard with his hammer Mjolnir that Jormungandr goes back before his own birth. Another legend is that Vanir could manipulate time to try to stop Ragnarok from happening, but notice that even if they could slow time down or stop it altogether, it did not stop the wolves from devouring the moon and sun. My other theory that some can dispute, but I have evidence that supports it. At the end of Valhalla, we learn that King Alfred is the leader and denounces the position once all of the members are dead in the Order of Ancients. He also states he's going to reform a new order based on Christianity instead of the Isu. This is where I kind of lose people, because it sounds like this is the end of the Order of Ancients. The Order of Ancients and the Templars are not the same order. The Order of Ancients is more interested in human enslavement and resurrecting the Isu. The Templars are interested in power and control, as well as world domination. Also early on in Assassin's Creed 3, we learned that the Templars used the symbol of Cain, which was a mark left on him after killing his brother Abel. So it kind of discredits this whole theory, because that would have happened well before the Order of Ancients were created. The Hidden Ones and Assassins are, however, the same order, just with a changed philosophy, to no longer keep their glories hidden from the world, but to embrace them to future initiates. Now on to the symbol of the Order of Ancients, the medallion with the ash tree. Remember earlier I mentioned Rogue, and this is where I'm going to dive into it. We are introduced to Shay Cormac and Otso Bird, two individuals generations apart, Shay from the 1700s and Otso from modern era. Shay switches from assassin to Templar due to a disagreement with the methods of how the assassins handle precursor items. He sides with the Templars merely because their values and methods fit his own views. Prior to the switch, on Shay's belt is the same symbol, a round medallion with an ash tree. Now we look at Otso and notice his lapel pin on his overcoat, and notice it's the same symbol. Small medallion with an ash tree. So I ask, if the Order of Ancients were disempowered in the Viking era, why do their symbols show up nearly 2 millennia later? Same reason as the Templar Order was disempowered by the King of France. They went into hiding and created a new name. Templars eventually became known as Abstergo. Guess who the Order of Ancients became? My theory, the Illuminati. More evidence to support this: the new DLC coming out titled The Wrath of the Druids. If you research the Illuminati and the ash tree together, or Google them together, as it were, you will notice something very unique. The Illuminati is believed to be derived from the ancient tribe of the Druids, which in turn, they're also believed to be bent on human enslavement, and the most shocking part is their most sacred object is an ash tree. Even the caste that Juno belongs to is called the Illuminat caste, so it does really tie together. The other evidence that supports this is earlier, I believe in Unity, correct me if I'm wrong, it could even be Odyssey, but Otso and his colleague are working on the Phoenix Project, which is designed to clone Isu and resurrect them. Moreover, to prove this evidence that there are in fact 3 factions instead of 2, just look at the triad Juno, Minerva, and Jupiter. Juno wants to enslave mankind and bring her people back from extinction. Same view as the Order of Ancients, possibly Illuminati. Jupiter, also known as the Father of Understanding, is also the Templars' greeting and salutations, as well as their motto. Minerva considers man's ability of free will to be a gift and not to be enslaved or controlled. That aligns itself with the Assassin Order. So, I'm going to leave this open to you guys for speculation. I'd really love to hear comments and see what you guys think. Hopefully this video was interesting, and we'll see you on the next one.